Alright, so I've been getting this question a lot, and it's how do you sign up for the EVE trial? Well, first you have to go to eveonline.com, whereupon you will find multiple opportunities, a virtual plethora of places to click for a free 14-day trial. You can click the banner there, or you can go to account management. There's also one there. So we should be herp derp, a male born on October of 1918 who lives in Rwanda. And we need a comicatelp@gmail.com. My username will be let's just make something simple. Comic-Cat's already taken, namely by me. Alright. There we are. Make up a password. In this case, the password is very strong, literally. And now I can confirm this. What? Oh, it needs to have at least... Ugh! They changed their password standards. Those assholes. Very strong 1, 2, 3. You happy now? Happy? Well, this is what I use when I need a joke password. For example, the password to CommieCatLP account is also a very strong 1, 2, 3. And after you create this free trial, it will give you the download links. OMG. This is so confuzzling. Alright. Now, if you're really, really stupid and you managed to cock that up somehow, let's just say you did. Let's say you left the page or something without downloading. Let's just get rid of this dot here and go back to their website. Well, you can hit right here, Eve Download and Eve Client. The one that you want is called Tranquility, not the test client. And after you hit that, it will take you to the download page. So, yeah. Oh, and from here you can also get to the free trial page. Very simple, very cyclical. Now, let's move over here. And we have confirmed our registration. So, let's move into Evington. And, what was our username? Something along these lines. And our password was something around there. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. That will not work, actually. I forgot. I had to make my... Yes, I know. That's why I canceled the login, you jerk. Alright. Yeah, very strong with a capital V. If anybody wants to mess around in this trial account, it is all yours. And look at that. 1,200 out of 38,000 are trial accounts. And it's pretty impressive to have that amount of people on one server, wouldn't you say? So, this is the character creator. You guys remember me herping and derping around in this. So, if you are a nooblet, there are several suggestions that I can make. First, if you are a nooblet, but you've played this game a little bit before, or maybe you're like thinking that you're uber nooblet and you'll just go straight into PvP, or you know, you think you'd be the kind of guy that likes EVE PvP or something like that, go Minmatar. They are the bomb for PvP-ness. Their PvP-ness is quite large, despite their space being quite small. Because this is right here is the heartland, and then these are just outlying regions, and this map isn't really accurate. Let's put it that way. So anyways, yeah, Minmatars are awesome for PvP-ness. For PvE, I would say like noob level PvE, not hardcore. I have a ship dedicated to every mission PvE. Kaldari are the best, just because shield tanks, very easy to skill up for. Passive drakes are ridiculous. You will never lose your passive drake in a PvE situation. And missiles let you pick damage type. Now, they're not necessarily as fast as dedicated ships, but yet again, very easy to start out with, good for learning basics. Amar, not really that recommended. Their ships look nice, let's put it that way. And Galente are for the people who AFK a lot. Their PvE consists of launching drones. And PvP-wise, they are fun but expensive, because their ships are essentially suicide boats. So let's... I've made a Kaldari character before. Let's go with the minis. No, don't you dare play that. Don't you dare, game. Okay, so next we pick our tribe. Who are we going to be? Let's be Brutor. Nobody's ever Veracor, but that's because they look emo. Look at this. This guy's looking up. He's optimistic. These people are looking to the side like they just don't care because they're clearly rebels. And these people are just like, oh, life sucks, man. Where's my cheese? So fuck them. We're gonna be one hot, sexy mama. Sure. Next. Yet again, I did do a video on the character customization. So you can do whatever. Truly and honestly, you can. Where's my randomize all? There, let's zoom right out. And what the fuck? Alright, no, this is just unacceptable. I really can't take this. Okay, freckles, none. Skin color, dark. Shape, weight down. Muscularity, up. Shoulders, erp. Sure, whatever. Derp. Herp, lerp. Derp. Alright, there we go. We've got something that looks moderately feminine. Eye color, I like it green. Complexion, just dandy. Now, hair. Derp. They are the only ones in the game who get dreadlocks, so if you do not rock dreads, you a bone jackass. Alright? Also, this character creator is nice in that it gives you a little bit of explanation of how your pod works. You basically plug in through those matrix status. That's always nice. People got confused about that before. Anyways, close enough to what I was going for. Here you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out for your portrait. You can choose different backgrounds depending on how awesome you think you are. Actually, you know what? Let's go back and do one other thing. And that is the clothing. We want some really awesome shades, shades of glory to be going on here. If this game will ever load them, perfect. And we want we want an outer garment that will look badass. So let's go for the good old flight school jacket. If it will load, there we are. And yeah, maybe get some bottoms that would actually match that a little bit better. God, I'm doing another character creation video inadvertently and against my will, but I am. So yeah, whatever. Close enough. Cool. So anyways, here we can zoom in and out. We can change the poses. For example, let's go with this pose. Pose 1, pose 2. Let's have her have a little smile and tilt her head up and to the side. Where's my don't be stiltage? There we go. And just have her looking that way with a light from this direction. Let's up the intensity. Yeah, let's have hard shadows. And herp a derp. Let's just go for the good old patriotic background. Get some Minmatar swag going. And let's take some pictures. And yeah, that'll be our portrait. Does not look good. Could definitely look better. And check it out. There is our finalization. So let's say I am a slave child. And sure, let's go for the military. Because this is a tutorial for combat pilots. I should have probably said that earlier, but this is. If you want to do mining, that's your choice. I find it completely intolerable and not a fun way to play the game. If you want to go into industry, that's also a valid choice. Or industry includes manufacturing and blueprints and stuff. But that stuff's complex and yet again requires a certain kind of person. That's where the spreadsheets and space came from. So anyways, let's name her Dana Forenkampf. Sure. Check availability. What do you know? It's available. And they quadruple check your portrait just because people managed to cock that up so many times. So anyways, let's enter the game. See how I am on recording here. Very nice. This is going to be horrendously choppy, and we're a little bit past the 10 or so minute mark, right around the 11-minute mark. So this is that. Alright. So there's a couple of things that you want to do. First, you want to resize your character sheet. I like to resize mine to the point where it is wide enough to give you a good space between those just visually. Creates a clean look, and more importantly, to fit all these tabs on there. Alright, those motherfuckers are complex. Not even going to go into them. Next, click that arrow. To be truly honest, you can just hold over and see what they are. You'll get used to them in a couple days. So that's not really necessary. Next, big chat window. That's useful. No one is ever in Constellation. Close that one out. Rookie help. It's very much a troll channel, but it is also kind of useful sometimes. So you just want to keep that one around, and we got notified of the tutorial program. Yet again, your mailbox window, you might want to make it slightly larger depending on personal preference and so on and so forth. So, anyways, I should probably not have skipped. Alright, the crash course is essential. This crash course will move you through the basic techniques. Yeah, alright, let's stay in local. The other things, if you can right-click blink off if you don't want them to be blinking from the spam. I usually do that. Your cargo, I usually put it over here. And the other thing that you want to do is you want to go up, center, wide, widen that out a bit, and make it longer. That's very important. I actually usually take stations off and do some other personal tweaks, but you'll get more into that as you get more into the game. You'll realize what you need. You'll maybe make some tabs, one for PvE, one for PvP, but overview, very personal. No point going into that in the tutorial. Just know that it's there and it's important. It's your primary way of interacting with the game. See, I can click that and lock his ass, and then just show info. Oh god. Yeah, this window also tends to be horrendously undersized from start, so you might want to make that a little bit bigger. And what's my range on this? 750 with a 4,000 fall off, so I won't actually hit him at this range. Alright. Cargo hold, blah blah blah. Yeah, you can access more tutorials. Left mouse button, right mouse button brings up contextual. You've seen me use it in previous videos. It's how I warp around systems. It's faster than using my overview. I've actually taken stations off my overview just because. If you hold the left mouse button and you can drag it around, blah blah blah, zoom using the scroll wheel. Very difficult stuff, I know. I do sincerely hope most of you will be able to master this. And yeah, that must be some sort of weird graphic glitch where the fins disappear. Or they just blend in so much with the dust or whatnot. The way they render particles in this game has always been a little funky. Let's go up. Give her a little bit more room. We have a civilian damage control. But if you view the information, you will see that it needs a skill called Hull Upgrades to 1. And you might also notice that nothing is being trained, and that my attributes can be remapped. Right now they start out pretty balanced. Now for a combat pilot, we will obviously want to remap them first. Charisma does not need any of your points. Um, Secondly, memory and willpower are pretty important, as you will see in the future. Actually, before we do that, let's just show you where this is coming from. If you go to attributes, you'll notice perception and willpower are all over here. And if we go to whatever gunnery skills we have perception and willpower. Yet again, those two attributes apply through the whole category. So for example, engineering, intelligence will always be primary for engineering. Same for electronics. For gunnery, it'll always be perception. Industry is where memory comes in. We're not doing that. We are being combat pilot here. Yet again, intelligence. So we're going to remap our attributes in accordance to that. First, we don't need charisma. You can compensate using implants. Now next we want intelligence and perception to be higher than our willpower and memory. And different people will do this by different amounts, but the primary skill factors in more than the secondary skill. And you won't be using willpower and memory much, so I'm actually going to skew this a lot more than it would be generally advisable, but that's just how I roll. Anyways, where was I? Right, click, prerequisites tab. Yeah, I just accidentally did all of that. Anyways, we can now train to level 1. You always want to be training a skill. Those minutes that I wasted not training a skill, that was money going down the sink. Not really, because this is a trial, but once you get onto the full game, always, always, always have a skill training. It does not matter. An hour, that's like 2,000 SP lost. That's pretty major. I mean, we get a double training bonus to 1.6 mil as well, so that's always nice. Right, yeah, just did that. Derp-a-derp. Alright, close, character sheets. Yeah, shut up. Alright, so now we want to orbit, and we can right-click to set our orbit distance, or we can right-click him directly and orbit at 500 meters, which is what I will do because my weapons are very short range. Now, before I start this, let me explain the following. Optimal range is the maximum range at which your weapon has 100% accuracy. So if I'm farther than 750 meters away, I do not have 100% accuracy. Accuracy fall-off is the range at which you lose exactly half of your accuracy. So, for example, my optimal is 750. If I'm farther than 750, I am losing targeting. And if I take 750 and add my optimal of 4,000 beyond 4.75 kilometers, I am doing half DPS because half of my shots will miss. That is how that is done. Once the enemy is within 15 kilometers, lock the ship. Let's stop right now, go over to our overview and approach the cargo. You must always have the ship locked before you can shoot it. That's just how this game works. They just walked you through what I did. You can open the wreck within 2,500 meters of him and loot the titanium. Some people will actually open that, drag it in. You don't need to drag it to the icon. You're done. Okay? Next, what are we doing now? Yeah, cargo hold. Let us head back to station. Right-click stations. There's only one. Dock. And, yeah, right-click to bring up the contextual menu. So basically, she's telling to do what I just did. So that's always nice. Yet again, I just like to, use the tutorial because fact of the matter is, it's good to do it. It gives you a lot of free swag, so why not? I'm just going to follow along. I'm sure I could have told you the same stuff quicker. Maybe more efficiently, depending. So, we'll see. And I kind of blitzed that, but I do hope you get the right feeling. Anyways, important fact here. These are all people. That is a person, that is a person. The green and the little star icon next to the box indicates that they are in my alliance. And you saw how that box was wider, that indicates a bigger ship or something like that. And you see here there's a bunch of people with green icons. That means they are in my corp. So that's nice. And right there, items. That opens your items hanger in the ship. Now what I like to do is under... what is it? Yeah, I had to... window mode and stuff. Derp, derp, derp. Is it general settings? I think it is. Yes, there. There and there. Those two things I like to do in my options. What that does is it downsizes these buttons because there's no reason for them to be big, and my items is now right there, right by my agents. Much more convenient when you're, say, fitting a ship or doing something else. Just useful to know. You can double click the ship or right click open cargo hold, open drone bay. Doesn't have a drone bay. Oh, actually it does. Wow. Well, paint me red and shove crowbars up my nose. Drag and drop items from here to here. They'll probably have me equipped the damage control right about now. I've shown this in my videos yet again. Bam. And you can right click and inject these skills as long as you have the prerequisite for the skill. And yeah, then I can open my training queue and find said skills. There's one of them. And where's our other one? Aha, here it is. Perfect. And then you hit apply with your training queue. Yet again, as before, we might want to make this bigger, just to make life easier. Oh, God. Oh, whoops. Alright. So there's that. We just walked through that. Your queue's restricted 24 hours. Basically, that person's slow. Now what you want to do is you double click on the agent, and they'll give you a mission. And this mission is standard, and everybody will get it. You accept said mission. And, let's get rid of my cargo, get rid of her face, because we accepted her mission. Now we want to open our journal, and I usually like to position mine right on top of the chat log and size it to minimum size. There we are. So now we can open our battle details. No need to make this one wider, just make it longer. And you can downsize that. You'll need that later, trust me. Yeah. Now you hit the undock button and we get out of here. So let's just get you in here all hunky-dory. Oh my god, you have got to be... Dr. Octagonopus. Alright. And do I have my session timer being shown? There. Oh my god, don't do this to me, game. Ugh. Oh, yay. Yet again, they make life simple. Right click, warp to location. I mean, it's nice of them to explain it step by step, but still slow. And, If I had game sounds on, it would also be talking. It actually does do that for the missions. And yeah, this is the next step after we finish the mission, so let's kill things first. And yeah, luckily the rookie ship's pretty fast, so I'll actually be able to get this done in a timely manner. And as you can see, rats, as they are commonly known, which are the NPC pirate faction ships, have bounties on them. And you can make yourself a fair bit of money in nullsec by going around asteroid belts and killing them for the bounties. And yeah, as I showed, you can have one space in your name. Some people don't, some people do. Your choice. You only need to have a quote-unquote last name, as it were. Anyways, let's just orbit at 500 and start pew-pewing. Yep. Only one guy here, so. And yeah, those pop up to tell you the mission's complete. That's useful. And then actually in your right-click menu, you can warp to encounter or warp to the base. And there is a right-click dock, so save yourself a little bit of time in clicking if you just do that right away. Kind of useful. And remember, don't shoot people in high security space. This being an open world game, you might get the illusion that it's okay to go around and just kill things like it was in Ultima or similar titles, but really it's not. The Concord will come and destroy you very quickly. Very quickly. An Ideron and an Ibis, eh? What's that Goldari ship doing over here? Look at that ugly motherfucker. Anywho. Let's just go in here. And yet again, we talk to the agent and we hit a complete mission. And it closes that for us, gets rid of that, and offers us the next mission, as well as giving us the money. A word on ISK. ISK is measured in millions. So 46,000 is absolutely nothing in this game. Just throwing that one out there. Especially people coming over from games like WoW will be boggled by the numbers. But then once you realize that fitting a proper Tech 2 cruiser for PvP will cost you about 20 million, numbers get a lot more real. Especially when you realize how fast you'll lose that 20 mil. Alright, she wanted me to accept the mission. It is a courier drop. So, the agent gave us an item and took some money from us. And we want us to undock with this cargo. How are we on time? Just dandy. Anyways, I already have my journal open. Right click, set destination, and as you can see the gate turns yellow, and it also tells you right here what the next destination is. You could have also hit right click and done the warp that way. Don't activate autopilot. Just don't do it. Don't get in the habit. Yeah, and they want me to train refining, and yeah, I need industry level 1 or something, whatever. I don't care. Industry level 1, psh, yeah, like I'm gonna do that. Career advancement, agents, whatever. Not important. And then here you can just click on there, or you can actually hit D and click on the gate icon either in your overview or in space. That'll also accomplish the jump. And let's see. We're going to warp a different way this time. What we're going to do is we're going to use the shortcut keys to warpage. See, we're going to 9.3, which is right here. If I hold A while clicking it, I will align, thereby breaking my gate cloak. When you jump through a gate, you get 30 seconds of cloak. It's one of the more important PvP mechanics, and aligning is also very useful in larger ships because it lets you warp the second you S-click said target with none of the acceleration time. Isn't really that useful on frigs and other similarly fast ships, but once you get to the big slow hunks, it matters a lot. Very useful in missions, very useful in PvP, so just keep in mind that you can just A-click to align, S-click to warp. Usually faster than right-click menu if you keep stations in your overview. Or, you could always go like align to, it'll be in there. A little bit under warp. And yeah, we can just dock by hitting the dock, or we could have hit D on the keyboard and clicked, whichever. So let's start conversation. Agents of interest, in this case, not available to me, is the one that we want, and we will complete the mission. And close. Yeah, this is just telling you how to join a corporation. This is useful. You can actually search for corporations. If you join Corp Recruitment, you can create your own, so on and so forth. To join the Corp Recruitment channel, you hover over this little son of a bitch, and you go to the Corporate Recruitment, hit join, and people will spam you with stuff. And that's always nice. Let's exit out of that, though. For new players, I would actually suggest a corp called Eve Uni. They're very friendly to nooblets, and just generally awesome. If we could just use the in-game browser here for a second. Eve University, bam. And yeah, they are very useful for new players. And there you go. They have their own wiki, which they keep about all things Eve related. And you can do your little apply to join. They have their tutorial on the website. Not going to go through it. Yeah. Alright, so next, they basically want you to select an agent and basically do missions for one of them. As you notice, they're all basically in the same station, so it doesn't really matter who you pick. This is just one of those things where they give you stuff. They introduce you to planetary exploration because that's new. Or they give you a remote sensing skill. And they talk about stuff. They give you Afterburner. That one's actually useful. Alright, and there you are. You finished the basic tutorial. Drop these skills. You can inject Afterburner right now, and the others you probably can't. And then, of course, you can just set destination. Yes, shut up. Okay, so Now we will be on our merry way. To the agent we go. And yeah, that basically concludes this tutorial. It was really meant to cover the tutorial, the account creation and such. And now you're kind of set free to explore the world, understanding a couple of basics of combat and such. And I'll make a couple other videos about like ship fitting or like skills to train and other such. But if you join EVE Uni from the start, you really shouldn't have any trouble in this game. There are a good bunch of people dedicated to helping new people. So very useful in that way. And there's our bounty. Bounties come in on a set timer, so it's like every 15 minutes everyone gets their bounties or something like that. I don't remember it exactly. But yeah, very nice like that. And you start a bounty tab when you start killing them, so they usually lag behind your missions, but later on the bounties are worth quite a significant chunk of your income. In fact, you'll probably end up making more from bounties than from the actual mission itself. So yeah, we're good on time. Hopefully this has not been overly laggy and you understood a little bit, but if not, just read what the AI bot is saying, and I'm sure you'll find a common language. And yeah, if you notice, I don't like to use autopilot because autopilot doesn't warp to 0 on the gate. It actually warps several kilometers out and then has your ship travel there. And it ends up being slower and a lot riskier. Because if somebody wanted to, they could kill you while you were approaching the gate. As opposed to with this way where you can just jump the second the warp finishes. And I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon, like. Just because I have places to be. Right. And here we are, one station in this whole system. Dock up in it, and that's where all your agents are. The reason I remove stations is because they have really long names and they end up blocking out the other columns of your overviews. So they're not nice like that. Anyways, you can go ahead and do things for any of these agents, literally. You know, they all have their things. And yeah, they warn you about declining missions. You can decline a mission every once in a while, but it's useful to do these. They have good rewards and gradually introduce you to the game. So this is where I'm going to end this tutorial off. Yeah, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.